The Silk Road takes me home to the place I belong. Beijing, Xi'an, Beijing, Xi'an, that's the place I belong. My name is Eric Foster, and I'm the nephew of Helen Foster Snow. Edgar Snow's my uncle.
Edgar Snow is the first Western journalist to introduce the Communist Party of China to the world in an objective way. In 1936, he visited an early revolutionary base of the CPC in northwest China, becoming the first foreign reporter to interview late Chinese chairman Mao Zedong. When his book, Red Star over China, was published in 1937, it caused a sensation.
I'm the only relative of the Snows living here in China, and I've been living here since 2010. And when I was a little boy, I remember my mother would tell me stories about my famous aunt and uncle that lived in China and were good friends with Mao Zedong. Hearing the stories, I think, wow, I'd like to go to China and shake Mao Zedong's hand, you know. So I always had a deep love for a special place for China in my heart. Finally, when I got done traveling the world, I wanted to end up here. When I first came, I was teaching a lot of English classes, and I noticed that a lot of people didn't even know who Edgar Snow was, just a little bit about him. And most people didn't even know who Helen Foster Snow was. So then this gave me the idea, I need to write a book to help educate the younger generations about them. And so this is what I've been doing. I've been writing a book about the Snows, all their accomplishments, and also about the history of that time period. Lately, I've been doing my research for the book. I read some of their books, like my aunt wrote a book called My China Years, and it has a lot of good information, all the important things that she did when she was in China. I want to make sure everything I find is true, so I might try to find different sources to verify the same thing. I've been to Ya'an maybe 6 to 7 times, but I've been on tours where we follow the Snow steps and we go to Bao'an where Edgar was. It's called Jidan now. And then we went to Ya'an, and many people think that Edgar met Mao Zedong in Ya'an, but he never met Mao in Ya'an, he met him in Bao'an. The pictures of Ya'an that was in the original book, they're actually my aunt's. My aunt helped a lot with it, even though she doesn't mention it, because they were like a team. Everybody knows that famous picture that my uncle took of Mao Zedong with the hat on. That was the first picture of Mao Zedong that my uncle took when he was visiting in the red area. My uncle knew this was a very important picture. When he goes back to the West, this picture is going to be shown to people all over the world. But Mao's hair was sort of long, so he got a pair of scissors and he went and cut Mao's hair, brushed it back, and he took his hat and put it on Mao, and then he took the picture.
In 2021, the relatives of 16 international friends who had supported the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression jointly sent a letter to Chinese President Xi Jinping, congratulating the CPC on its 100th anniversary. Eric Foster was one of them.
These are the sons and daughters and family members of famous people that helped China in China's time of need. And so we all signed it and sent it on to President Xi. And then it was surprising, amazing that we got a return from him.
2025 is the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War.
So it's a very important anniversary as it represents the Chinese war of resistance against the Japanese aggression. And that's the 80th anniversary, so that's a cause for a big celebration. Actually, the last 3 or 4 times I have been invited to the celebration I know here in China it means a lot, but in America, unless the older people that knew about that, most people in America don't even know about that. Before I came, I tried to get information on the internet about China. I couldn't find anything. Everything I got was old. For instance, oh, the Chinese people, cameras is a new thing and they like to take pictures, you know. I thought, oh, I know I could come and set up a photo studio or something, so I bought some nice photo equipment. But when I came, it was so modern. I thought everybody had the same color clothes on, you know, like in the old movies, you know. This is the picture the West gives us foreigners. In 2010, that's the picture I had. But that's the problem that we've been having. I'm happy that there's a lot of influencers on, you know, traveling China and showing the world what China really is like. More and more people have come here and have seen China. They were surprised how modern it was. I think it's very important to have people-to-people exchanges. My Aunt Helen would say that the politics between America and China is like the weather, it changes all the time. But this is the most important thing, that we've got to keep the people-to-people friendship going. My future plan is to get my book published, going to different cities and universities promoting it. I think you guys have such a wonderful country. That's how come I'm here. I love China, and I just want to stay here the rest of my life.